Hi, this is video number 5, I think, unless I've lost count, which I'm prone to do. It can happen. It'll happen to you one day too. As you get older, your mind is the first to go. I've heard other things go first, but I'll say my mind. I'll just go with that. Um, Currently, I'm in a wheelchair. When I was a kid, people in wheelchairs looked like they were fun. They were like, yeah, it was like a motorcycle without a motor, or somebody else is pushing you around. Seemed cool. Now, when you're actually in one, not as cool, I have to admit. However, you rely on the grace of somebody else. So first you have to humble yourself down a little bit. And I've got quite a bit of humility. Being blind makes you humble. There's when you go to a bathroom and you're with a female and she can't take you in, there's no family bathroom, and you have to rely on a complete stranger to help you get to the bathroom, you've got to be pretty humble to do that. So, because of that humility, no big deal for me to be pushed around by somebody in a wheelchair. I'm okay with it. However, for those of you that wonder, you know, I lost my foot a year and a half ago and I'm still not walking. Why not? Okay, when I had my surgery, they put me in one spot in the bed and they're supposed to turn you and move you like every hour, something like that. But they did not do that. So I pretty much laid in the same spot, regardless of whether I was in rehab, although rehab, they were a lot better at it. And in rehab, they had this inflatable boot that fit on my foot. So no matter, even if I stayed in the same position, my foot wouldn't get any more damage. But when I was in the hospital, and I was there for probably close to a month, I was in the same spot, and that created a bed sore on the back of my left heel. Well, that would have happened. I had the surgery March 1st, 2020. And then around June 1st, I was at my surgeon's and I mentioned the sore on the back of my foot. And he looked at it and thought, uh oh. So he started sending me to a place to get it looked at, a wound care center. And it has gone through, like at one time, it was gigantic. And it has shrunken down quite a bit in 18 months, but it's not going away. So they did an x ray about a month ago, maybe a little less. And I'm actually going to get an MRI tomorrow. And we're going to see, is there something going on with the bone that's preventing it from healing? Or do I need surgery on it again? Am I going to need part of my heel cut off? Am I going to need cleanup surgery done inside of it? The problem why I can't walk is if I walk on it, well, there's two reasons why I can't walk. One is that the prosthetic that I have is not my final prosthetic. It's when you first get a prosthetic, they get you one and you practice on that and you determine what's wrong with the prosthetic, and then they make your final prosthetic. My first prosthetic, one of the problems with it is that my foot is supposed to be a size 13 and it's size 16. So none of my shoes will fit it. I had to buy a size 16. So I have, and on my left foot, I'm not allowed to wear any shoes. So I have a podiatrist boot, is what it's called. It looks like a shoe. And so and I just have that so that my foot doesn't touch the ground. So I wear a sock and I have my foot is all taped up and it gets rewrapped 3 times a week. And They currently have a special medication that's going in the heel, but because I'm on dialysis and I'm diabetic, it's like my foot fights against healing. So they're going head to head, you know. We've got medicines and programs that are trying to make it heal, and then dialysis and diabetes are fighting against it healing. So every month I get my labs taken at dialysis, and my A1C gets taken every 90 days, and your A1C has to be low and your protein level has to be high. I've had both of those things for the last 2 years, but because I'm on dialysis and I'm diabetic, those things also fight against me. So we're going to find out in the MRI tomorrow if there's an actual problem with it, and then we're also trying to find some other things that will help it heal. It has gotten tons smaller than what it used to be, but it's not finishing the healing process. And if I try and walk on the foot, it will make the sore bigger and deeper, and I might end up losing that foot too. So that's why I'm still stuck in a wheelchair. So I still travel. I still do my talks and all my stuff that I would normally do. I'm just confined to a wheelchair. So, um, what I would like to do, I would love to add hydraulics to my wheelchair. I would love to add like purple and green lights underneath it. I would like to add a subwoofer to it. And then I would like to play lowrider while I rode around everywhere. Okay, maybe that's just a fantasy, but if anybody out there within the sound of this video can do that work and could do it either for free or really cheap, I would greatly appreciate it, and I think it would look super cool. All right. Thank you very much for tuning into this video. God bless.